after, you know, that crap, they'd be training before Battle of Gods. Christian will be showing Goten and Trunks the basics of Super Saiyan 2. It's called of Anger and Rage. They're training a lot until Goten and Trunks finally unlock Super Saiyan 2 in the gravity room. He tells them he's going to crank it up to 2,000 times gravity. This is going to hurt them a lot. They might not be able to take this, as he cranks it up to 1,000 first, as they instantly all drop to the ground, and they're not even in their Saiyan forms. Christian goes, yeah! As he goes into Super Saiyan 2, and jumps up going, yeah! As he can barely move. Goten and Trunks go to Super Saiyan 2, and it's really hard for them too. As they go, yeah! Vegeta walks in as he falls to the ground instantly, and then they start laughing. As then a giant blast comes behind them from Vegeta, and they go, he goes, don't laugh at me again. As they just start to run around, going, woo, woo, woo. Vegeta asks what kind of gravity is this, and they say it's 1,000. And Vegeta says that they shouldn't be training under this kind of harsh. Krillin goes, ah! As he goes into Super Kaioken, as he starts to run around the room going, woohoo! Goten and Trunks say that's no fair. But he says, see ya, suckers! And he says that he's going to perfect his technique called the Super Smasher, the Planet Smasher, or the Gut Smasher, where he smashes his elbow into someone's stomach, then he spins around and kicks them to the ground. He's perfecting blue techniques, like cool ones, which one of them he calls Stardust Fall. When he's right next to his opponent, he lifts his hands up, and a humongous rain of energy comes from the ground, blowing up. If you know Gogeta's Rain, Stardust Rain, and Stardust Fall, Stardust Rain, actually no, Stardust Rain is where he jumps in the sky and shoots down a blast that rains down on your opponent, Stardust Rain. And Stardust Fall is where basically falls, like energy comes from the ground and then rises up. And he's really good with this technique. He can also use something called God Punisher, where he can create these two orbs, then throw them. It's basically Gogeta's God Punisher. He knows a lot of Gogeta techniques. Then, we're going to Battle God when it's Bulma's birthday. They would enjoy it there, with Christian greeting Trunks and Goten there, and she's by himself going, with, actually, no, Turles and Taitsu are there, along with their brand new clothes. But then, okay, look, pretend like that training was right after the Battle of Gods arc, right before the Battle of Gods arc. Like, well, I'm gonna say that there was a 3-year time skip between the Buu arc and the Battle of Gods. As Trunks and Goten start, and all of them start to yell, like, yeah, but Bulma's sister goes, shh, you guys can't be too loud. Trunks and Goten ask why, and Christian says, oh yeah. As they show Christian's new little brother, Boxa. Okay, I took inspiration from Solid Saiyan in his thing. This is Boxa. He's my little brother. As he holds him, saying that, can I take him to the roof? And she says, no, you're not, I don't trust you with him. He goes, wow, well that's just great. And Trunks asks how old is he, and Christian says 3. Then they find Gohan and Videl, and they say, as Gohan and Videl are having their moments, Christian and Goten go, well, 2 of these guys are definitely enjoying it. Gohan goes, shut up, no, as he turns his head, as his face is red. He goes, He says, anyways, I wanted to show you to my new brother, Gohan, as he snatched Boxa from his mom. As he goes, this is Boxa. Videl goes, he's so cute. Christian says, then he looks at Videl's stomach going, Then he thinks to himself the normal Videl that he saw literally about 5 months ago, and the Videl that he sees now. He says, Videl, have you been eating a lot? Trunks says. Then he goes, he says, hey, Gohan. Then she says, hey, Gohan, could you mind getting us a drink? And he goes, no problem, as he walks away. She says, I'm actually having a baby. Thought of a name? He goes, not yet. He goes, but we're probably going to name her Pan. He goes, I'm confused with this stuff. Boxer, my little brother, is named after the shorts Boxer. Trunks, swimming trunks. Vegeta, vegetable. Bulma, okay, we can't really think of anything. Tights, my mom's name is Tights. Tights. Like the shoes? What the heck is going on? Goten's dad, Kakarot, Carrot. As Boxer starts crying, he goes, oh, sorry, Boxer, as he just cradles him. As Boxer won't stop crying, he goes, Videl, do you know how to deal with this stuff? Because I can't do it anymore. My eardrums are gonna pop. Videl just calms him down. He goes, why, thank you. Now I'm gonna go give him back to my mom. As he goes, here's Boxer back. She hits him on the head, saying that you shouldn't have stole Boxer. You know you could have dropped him. He goes, I have a secret that you, Chi-Chi and Bulma would like to hear. Chi-Chi says, what is it? Is it something about the lottery? Krishna says, damn, you are obsessed with money. He goes, well, we're kind of poor. He says, what did you spend the money on? He goes, Goten's school fund? He goes, school fund doesn't cost 100,000 zenny. He goes, anything else? He says, well, I had to buy tons of groceries for Goku. He goes, whatever. He says, well, it's something about Gohan and Videl. Bulma says, what is it? He says, Videl's pregnant. As Chi-Chi starts to freak out happily along with Bulma. He goes, have they decided a name and do they know what it is? Christian says, Videl said it's probably going to be a girl. And they decided to name her Pan. Bulma says, why are you whispering? He goes, because Gohan can't know. That's why when Trunks asked her, why is your stomach a little bigger? She asked Gohan to go get her a drink. He goes, so I'm gonna leave now. Bye, as he just backflips, going, and for me, I'm just waiting. Then he goes, Trunks, Goten, you want to try a brand new drink that they have here? It's called Raspados. It's called Raspados. Trunks says, that sounds like a disease. Christian goes, that's what the guy who made this said. It sounded like a disease. Well, look. So he gets a block of ice. He goes, that's a big block of ice. He goes, now we use this raspado. Then we squirt it. Then he puts it in and he says, add the jarabe or syrup. Then he mixes it around and says, a blue raspado. Here you go. And one elote. He says it's basically just corn with mustard, heated cheese, a spritz of lime, and chili powder. Goten and Trunks say sure. As they're like, as they just eat on the roof of the boat, going, as Beerus would arrive. But you would be scared, and Christian would just fly down saying, hello, senor, would you like an elote or raspados? As Vegeta tells him not to do that, but Denver says, sure. Is it a food? Christian says, raspados is a drink. Elote is food. He goes, those sound like some fancy words. He says, it's Mexican. He says, and makes it with such finesse and skill. He says, some heated cheese, spritz of lime, chili powder. Beerus says, I'm gonna die from this. He goes, here. He says, now. Beerus, his ears go down. He says, that's so loud. Christian goes, well, that's how it's made. As he goes, then makes it sing. Here you go. Here's your snacks. He says, do you want one? Here you go. Have a pan dulce. It's like it's a Mexican pastry. You know, I like the Crazy Gorilla, so I'm using their snacks for this. He goes, tries it and loves it. He goes, now I'm going. Now when he walks away, he grabs his shirt saying, no, I want more. Christian says, do you want another elote and a raspado? He says, no, I want more. Christian says, jeez, let go of me already. Beerus says, more. Christian says, you're acting like a spoiled brat. As when he swings his hand around, he accidentally shoots a blast in Beerus' face, going, boom. He goes, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to blast your face. Beerus gets mad and punches him into a wall, and he goes, ugh. As Beerus just starts to pummel him, but then he goes, Turles just steps in and goes Super Saiyan, tries to punch him, but he'd just be knocked out with a punch and a jab. Beerus would go, ah! As he'd go Super Saiyan 3 and then Kaioken, going, he says, I have an attack that you can't even dodge. Beerus says, oh yeah, what's that? He smiles, going, as he starts to spin, going, as he spins faster, going, as then he collides with Beerus' face, which knocks him back. He goes, watch it! As Vegeta says, how do those stupid techniques actually work on a god? Christian and Beerus start to fight. As they go, as Christian does a brand new technique where him and Beerus clash, but then he knees Beerus in the stomach. Then he jabs him with his hand, goes, Beerus goes, first Christian punches him in the face, knocking him back. He goes, as he shoots blasts everywhere. Christian says, as he creates like a blue 17 barrier. As he goes, then he goes, damn it, I can't keep this up for long. As he rushes towards Beerus and shoots a close-range Kamehameha, which Beerus, it does hurt him, but Beerus just flicks him down. He goes, as he gets sent to the water. Type jumps in the water, looking for him as he's already at the ocean floor. Because he went down like a bull and she can't go down there. So Turles dives under and grabs him, picking him up. As he goes, as he's unconscious now, as now everyone's got to fight Beerus or else they're gonna fight for their world. As when everyone's knocked back, and Goku is there now, they're about to perform the ritual, but they don't have enough Saiyans, and Videl would do it, Christian would, then all that crap would, Goku would lose to Beerus. Beerus is ready to destroy the Earth, but Christian goes, being unconscious, He looks at him going, whisperly, he goes, in a faint voice that everyone can hear though, he goes, as he goes straight into a Super Saiyan 2, looking at Beerus going, as he flies up punching Beerus in the face, and then they really start to crank up the heat. As he goes, he says, "Can we perform the ritual on me now? We have enough Saiyans." When they do it, he's got the God transformation. As he goes, "You're just a brat. What can you do?" Person goes, he looks with an angry look saying, "This brat beat Mach was the first person to do the most damage to Majin Buu and actually defeat him with a Kamehameha." Christian looks at Beerus going, everyone's kind of scared. He goes, "You're underestimating me." As he goes full power Super Saiyan God. As he looks at Beerus with such an angry look. As he goes, he looks at him with such an angry look and goes, he flies up to the sky and starts to clash with Beerus angrily, going, "Ah!" He lands a punch which knocks Beerus to the ground, then shoots out a giant blast at him, going, "Ah!" Dual blast! As he spams Beerus with blasts, going, as they're really clashing. As he punches him straight to the ocean, then he goes, "Stardust Rain!" as he launches it, annihilating the ocean with Beerus in it. He goes, "Oh!" Christian appears right in front of him, going, the death look, punching Beerus in the face. Beerus just says he has enough and he doesn't really want to do this anymore because he's kind of bored. And Christian says that fine.